In the tapestry of American law enforcement, few agencies evoke such strong emotions and heated debates as U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, better known as ICE. Tasked with upholding the nation's immigration laws, ICE stands as a guardian at the gate, a sentinel against unauthorized entry, and a force for removal of those deemed unwelcome. Its mission to protect the homeland and safeguard its people from threats that may lurk beyond its borders. The agency's reach extends far beyond immigration checkpoints and border patrols. ICE investigates a wide array of transnational crimes, from human trafficking to cybercrime, often operating in the shadows to dismantle criminal networks and bring perpetrators to justice. Their efforts are critical in maintaining national security and disrupting the flow of illicit goods and activities. However, ICE's role as a guardian is not without its critics. The agency's methods have come under intense scrutiny, with accusations of heavy-handed tactics and disregard for the human cost of its operations. The debate over immigration policy in the United States is deeply polarized, and ICE often finds itself at the epicenter of this storm. ICE is structured into key divisions, each specializing in immigration enforcement and homeland security. Enforcement and Removal Operations, or ERO, identifies, apprehends, and removes individuals residing illegally. Homeland Security Investigations, or HSI, tackles transnational threats and criminal activity. The Student and Exchange Visitor Program, or SEVP, manages international student compliance. Through these divisions, ICE addresses threats from unauthorized immigration to organized crime. ICE's most visible and controversial role lies in its enforcement of immigration law. Across the country, ICE agents conduct operations to apprehend individuals suspected of being in the country illegally. These operations can range from targeted raids on workplaces suspected of hiring undocumented workers to traffic stops where individuals are questioned about their immigration status. The agency has come under fire for its use of tactics perceived as aggressive or discriminatory, such as conducting raids without warrants or relying on racial profiling. Once apprehended, individuals suspected of immigration violations are often detained in ICE facilities while their cases are processed. These detention centers have been the subject of much scrutiny and criticism, with allegations of overcrowding, inadequate medical care, and inhumane treatment. Detainees often face lengthy stays in these facilities, separated from their families and communities as they navigate the complex and often daunting legal process. The agency argues that its enforcement efforts are essential to deterring illegal immigration and protecting national security. They point to the capture of dangerous criminals and the dismantling of criminal networks as evidence of their success. However, critics argue that the agency's tactics are often counterproductive, sowing fear and mistrust in immigrant communities and driving vulnerable individuals further into the shadows. Section 4. Caught in the crossfire: controversies and public opinion. ICE's operations have consistently sparked controversy, with critics arguing that the agency's tactics are often inhumane and counterproductive. The detention of families and the separation of children from their parents in particular have drawn widespread condemnation. Images of children held in cages and stories of families torn apart have ignited public outrage and fueled calls for reform. The agency's defenders argue that it is simply enforcing the law and that the blame for family separations lies with those who choose to enter the country illegally. They maintain that ICE is committed to upholding the rights of detainees and providing humane treatment. However, reports of abuse and neglect within detention centers persist, casting a long shadow over the agency's claims. Public opinion on ICE remains sharply divided, reflecting the deep polarization surrounding immigration in American society. While some view the agency as a vital line of defense against illegal immigration, others see it as a symbol of xenophobia and government overreach. The debate over ICE's role is likely to continue, fueled by passionate arguments on both sides. Section 5. Beyond Bars: Alternatives to Detention and the Future of ICE. Amidst the debate over ICE's methods, there is growing interest in alternatives to detention, especially for families and asylum seekers. These programs monitor individuals in the community, reducing reliance on costly detention centers. They involve check-ins with case managers, electronic monitoring, and other measures. Proponents argue these programs are more humane and cost-effective. Critics say they are too lenient and allow dangerous individuals to remain at large. The future of ICE remains uncertain, intertwined with the political landscape and national conversation on immigration.